This is your need to know. This is your need to know.
All right, so we are going like deep into sci-fi and fantasy today.
Buckle up.
Yeah, you gave us kind of a challenge this time.
Yeah.
A best of 2024 list from the New York Times.
Oh, very fancy.
It is fancy, but then also like a crazy Reddit thread
Oh, yeah.
that's like arguing about every single one of the books on the list.
This sounds like a fun combo.
It is a fun combo.
Yeah.
So our mission, I guess, is to like break it all down, to
Yeah.
give you all the good stuff, the controversies, and maybe even help you find your next book obsession.
Sounds good.
All without having to like read all the comments yourself.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
So first, let's hit the NYT Top 10 list.
All right.
And this is curated by Amal El-Motar,
Ooh.
who's a Hugo Award winner.
Okay, so like this is legit.
This is legit.
It's not just some random person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the list is The Book of Love, Rake's Fall in Universes,
Okay.
The Melancholy of Untold History, The Practice, The Horizon, and The Chain.
Wow, that's a long one.
It is.
Yeah.
Exordia, The Mercy of Gods, Those Beyond the Wall, The Tainted Cup,
Okay, keep going.
and Long Live Evil.
All right, I'm ready.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just for the titles, it's like teenagers coming back from the dead, six-headed snake aliens.
Yeah, like where do we even begin?
Right, and the Reddit thread is like exploding over one book in particular.
Really? Which one?
It's The Book of Love.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, not in like a universally good way.
Oh, so there's some drama.
Oh yeah, big drama.
All right, tell me more.
So it's like the author took this high-concept sci-fi idea.
Yeah.
You know, like teenagers are resurrected, but there's like a catch.
Okay. I'm listening.
But then they like dumped a whole bunch of romance novel tropes on top of it.
Oh, so it's like a forbidden love, but with zombies.
Yeah, basically.
I could see how that would be controversial.
Yeah, some people on Reddit are like totally into it,
Okay.
but then others were like calling it sacrilege and like torture by cliche.
Wow, so it's really dividing people.
It is, and the comments are wild.
That's why we do these deep dives.
I know, right?
It's not just about like what books are out there.
Exactly.
It's about like why are they hitting people so differently?
Yes, and The Book of Love is like a perfect example of that.
Yeah, one book just like tapping into all these anxieties and expectations and, you know, everyone's got different taste.
It's true.
And we didn't even mention that the book is apparently super long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is another thing people are arguing about.
So maybe not a beach read.
Maybe not unless you've got a lot of time on your hands.
Right.
But hey, maybe it's the kind of book you want to just like get lost in.
Yeah, true.
For some people, at least.
Yeah.
It's definitely making people think about what even makes a book best, you know?
That is a good question.
Like, what are the criteria?
Yeah, it's like the NYT saying, hey, this is important. And then Reddit is like, hold on a second, let's debate that.
And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating.
It does.
It makes us think critically, you know, about what we value in a book.
Totally.
And how all that, like, personal experience and cultural stuff plays into it.
Okay, so let's get into some of the other books on the list.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm kind of interested in this Rake's Fall.
Okay.
The one with like a million different narrators
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
and a shifting structure.
Sounds complicated.
It does. And there's this character described as a cybernetically enhanced near immortal who wakes from an ancient sleep.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's just like one character.
So what have you heard about it?
Well, Rake's Fall is being described as like a literary puzzle box.
Okay, I like puzzles.
Yeah, so each chapter is like a piece of the story
Uh-huh.
told from a different perspective.
Oh, so you have to put it all together.
You do. It's not going to like spoon feed you the story.
So not for a passive reader.
Definitely not. This book wants you to work for it.
Okay, so it's a challenge.
It is, but that's what makes it so compelling,
I can see that.
especially if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one in Universes sounds wild.
Okay, what about this one?
So each chapter explores a different choice the main character could have made.
Oh, that's cool.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if I had taken that job in London?
Oh, yeah, or like married that guy who played bass.
Exactly.
That is a good word.
It's playing with that what if feeling.
Oh, yeah, we all have that.
We do, but like on a grand scale.
Like cosmic scale, what if?
Yeah, imagine being able to see all these different versions of your life based on different choices.
That's kind of blowing my mind.
I know, right?
Mhm.
It's not just about the story itself.
It's about your own life.
Yeah, and your own choices.
Whoa, that is deep.
It is. It's like free will versus fate.
Yeah, and how even small decisions can have huge consequences.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
We got to talk about Exordia.
The one with the six-headed snake alien.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The Reddit thread is basically just people screaming.
Screaming. Like good screaming or bad screaming?
Kind of both. I mean, it's definitely one of the most like controversial books on the list.
Really?
Well, on the one hand, you've got people praising the author
For what?
for just being so bold. I mean, a six-headed snake alien in Central Park.
Okay, that's pretty bold.
It is, right?
Yeah.
You don't see that every day.
Not usually.
But then on the other hand, you've got folks calling it incoherent and pretentious.
Oh, so not everyone's a fan.
Not even close.
So what's it actually about?
Well, it seems like the author just threw everything into this book.
Like what?
Theoretical physics,
Yeah.
political intrigue, ethical dilemmas.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and a whole lot of weirdness.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
It is.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not. It could be amazing, or it could be a total train wreck.
Maybe both at the same time?
Maybe. I mean, you got to give the author props for trying something so different.
That's true. Not everyone's brave enough to write a book that, like, polarizes people that much.
Right. It's like they're not afraid to make a statement.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that great art doesn't always have to be universally loved.
Yeah, sometimes it's the stuff that challenges us that's the most powerful.
I agree.
Okay, so we've got mind-bending alternate realities and six-headed snake aliens.
What else is on this list?
Well, let's take a breath and talk about the Tainted Cup.
Okay.
This one seems a little more grounded.
Oh, good.
It's being described as like Nero Wolfe in Area X.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Right. So for those who don't know, Nero Wolfe is like this classic armchair detective.
Oh, yeah, super brilliant, but never leaves his house.
Exactly. And Area X is that strange place from Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reach trilogy.
Oh, yeah, creepy and surreal.
So Nero Wolfe in Area X, I mean, what does that even look like?
I don't even know.
Well, imagine a world where the laws of nature are a little off.
Okay, I'm with you.
And into this world, you drop two detectives.
Okay.
Denios Cole, who can like perfectly remember every detail of a crime scene.
Wow.
And Anna Delabra, who has these super heightened senses.
Oh, yeah.
Like so intense that she has to wear a blindfold.
Wait, she solves crimes blindfolded?
Yeah, it's like next level detective work.
That is wild.
So she can smell things that other people can't hear. The faintest whispers. Feel the tiniest vibrations.
But if they're that intense, why the blindfold?
It's like she's filtering out all the extra noise.
Oh, to focus on the important stuff.
Exactly, and it creates this cool dynamic between the two detectives.
How so?
Well, Denios is all about logic and deduction.
Yeah, makes sense.
But Anna is more intuitive, relying on her senses and gut feelings.
Oh, so they balance each other out.
They do. It's like two sides of the same coin.
And together they're like unstoppable.
Pretty much.
So it's classic detective stuff, but with a fantastical twist.
Yeah, that seems to be the appeal of the Tainted Cup.
Familiar but strange.
Exactly.
Comforting but unsettling.
Okay, last one. We got to talk about Long Live Evil.
Okay, the one that's causing all the genre debate.
This is the one that's like breaking all the rules of isekai.
Okay, remind me again, what is isekai?
It's like a portal fantasy
Oh, yeah.
where the main character gets transported to another world.
Usually a fantasy world.
Usually, and it often has like video game elements.
With quests and magic and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all about escapism.
Okay.
But Long Live Evil is doing something different with this.
What do you mean?
It's not just about escaping into a fantasy world.
Okay.
It's about confronting like the darkness within those worlds.
The darkness.
Yeah, the villain.
Oh, right, because the main character's reborn as the villain.
Yeah, she's the one everyone is trying to defeat.
That's a tough break.
It is. But it seems like the book is trying to make us sympathize with her.
Interesting. So, like, see things from her point of view.
Exactly. And according to Reddit, it's doing that with a lot of humor and self-awareness.
Like, the main character knows she's in a story.
Yeah. And she's trying to rewrite her own fate.
Oh, that's meta.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to make things even crazier, it ends on a huge cliffhanger.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Oh, they did?
So now everyone wants the sequel.
Everyone.
Wow. So even though it's a relatively new genre over here,
Yeah. Villain replacement isekai.
it's finding its audience.
It is, which is cool.
It shows that people are open to new ideas.
And that even within established genres, there's still room for innovation.
Totally. And that brings us back to the book that Reddit is like up in arms about.
You mean The Wings Upon Her Back?
Yeah, the one that got snubbed by the NYT list.
The whole thing is so weird.
I know we've got a six-headed snake alien making the cut,
Right.
but this book that's like really resonating with readers gets left out.
Something's not adding up.
So what are they saying about it?
Well, From what I'm gathering, it's a fantasy novel
Okay.
that focuses on really personal, relatable themes.
Like what kind of themes?
Finding your place in the world,
Okay.
embracing your true self,
Mhm.
overcoming adversity.
Yeah. We can all relate to that.
Right. It sounds like the kind of book that could really stick with you.
Yeah, make you think.
Exactly. And the Redditors are praising the writing the characters, the emotional depth.
So it's a fantasy novel, but with a strong emotional core.
Yeah. And that's what makes a book memorable.
It is, but why wasn't it on the list?
I don't know if it's this good, this impactful. It deserves to be recognized.
Right.
Maybe it just wasn't the curator's thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were looking for something more experimental.
That's possible. I mean, they did include that book with the six-headed snake alien.
Right.
But it's also worth thinking about how these best of lists reflect the cultural moment.
So you're saying that what's considered best is always changing.
Exactly what's celebrated one year might be totally forgotten the next.
So sometimes a really great book might just slip through the cracks.
It happens.
But that doesn't mean it's not valuable.
Not at all. In fact, sometimes those overlooked books,
Yeah, the ones that don't quite fit in
they end up having the biggest impact.
because they challenge us.
Yeah, they introduce us to new ideas. They make us see the world differently.
And that's what's so exciting about these lists and the discussions they create.
It's not just about finding new books.
It's about expanding our understanding of what literature can be,
Yeah, what stories can teach us.
about ourselves and the world.
So what should our listeners take away from all this?
I think the most important thing is to be open to new experiences
Yeah, be willing to step outside your comfort zone.
and explore genres and authors you might not know,
Don't be afraid to be surprised.
or challenged or moved.
And most importantly, trust your own instincts.
Yes, if a book speaks to you,
If it makes you think,
if it stays with you,
that's all that matters.
that's what makes reading so powerful.
It's a journey.
And there's no right or wrong way to do it.
So go explore.
Dive into those worlds.
Meet those characters.
Let the stories unfold.
You never know what you might find.
And remember,
We're always here to help you along the way.
thanks for joining us.
And happy reading. All right, so remember how we were talking about in-universes?
Yeah, the one that's like a choose your own adventure, but for life.
Exactly. Like, what if you made different choices?
Yeah, and the Redditors are pointing out some interesting stuff,
What?
like the different paths the book explored.
Oh, yeah.
You've got like worlds ravaged by climate change,
Oh.
alien invasions, like the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But then there are also chapters about smaller, more personal choices.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like what if the main character had a different job?
Or ended up with a different partner.
Yeah, that's what gets me.
It's relatable.
It is, we've all had those moments where we wonder, what if I'd done things differently?
Totally.
And this book takes that feeling and just runs with it.
Explores all the possibilities.
It does. And the crazy thing is, even with all these different realities, the book still finds these common threads.
What do you mean?
Like it shows how certain human experiences are universal.
Oh,
I see, no matter what path you choose.
like love and loss.
Yeah, the
That
search for
stuff,
meaning.
Those are always there.
It's like deep down, we're all just trying to figure things out.
No matter what crazy world we're in.
I know, right? It's kind of beautiful.
It is.
Okay, before we get too philosophical, let's talk about Exordia.
Oh, yeah, the one with the six-headed snake alien.
That's the one that's got to be a visual.
Oh, yeah, the Redditors are having a field day trying to picture it.
I bet, but the crazy creature is just the surface level.
Right. What's really got people talking are the deeper themes.
Oh, like what?
Well, there's this whole layer about first contact,
Okay.
but not the kind we're used to.
What do you mean?
This alien is so beyond our understanding
Oh, wow.
that communication is almost impossible.
So it's not about spaceships and lasers.
No, it's more about trying to wrap our minds around something truly alien.
Mind-bending.
That's one way to put it.
So are people liking it?
It's a mixed bag.
Oh, how so?
Some are praising the book's ambition,
Okay.
like it's pushing the boundaries of sci-fi.
Makes you think?
Yeah, challenges your assumptions about the universe.
But I guess not everyone is on board with that level of weirdness.
Definitely not. Some are finding it a bit much.
Too intense.
Yeah, they're saying it's too complex.
And the ending is abrupt.
Oh, like they wanted more.
Yeah, and there are comments about the book using some pretty hardcore science,
Really? Like what?
like Shannon entropy.
Oh, wow, that's not exactly light reading.
So it's a risk,
Yeah, you might love it, you might hate it.
but you're definitely not going to forget it.
That seems to be the consensus.
Okay, let's switch gears again.
Okay, where are we going now?
Back to The Tainted Cup.
The one with the blindfolded detective.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on that.
It's a cool twist on the classic detective duo.
And the Redditors are pointing out some interesting details.
Oh, like what?
about how the author uses that sensory deprivation.
To enhance the mystery.
Yeah, so it's not just a gimmick.
No, there's a reason for it.
Okay, I'm listening.
So Anna, the blindfolded detective, has these super heightened senses.
Right, we talked about that.
But all that input can be overwhelming.
So the blindfold helps her focus
Exactly. She filters out the noise.
to find the important clues.
It's like she's tuning into a specific frequency.
Yeah, and it creates this tension between her
Yeah.
and the other detective.
Dinios, the one with the perfect memory.
Yeah, he's all about logic.
And she's more intuitive.
They're like two sides of the same coin.
Working together.
And that's what makes them so effective.
They balance each other out.
I love that.
So it's familiar, but strange.
Yeah, comforting but unsettling.
Okay, last but not least, Long Live Evil.
Oh yeah, the isekai rule breaker.
Remind me, what's isekai again?
It's like portal fantasy,
Okay.
where the character goes to another world.
Usually with magic and stuff.
Yeah, like quests and levels.
All about escaping reality.
But Long Live Evil is twisting that.
How so?
It's not just about escaping.
Okay.
It's about confronting the darkness,
The dark.
the villain.
Oh, yeah, right?
Remember, the main character is reborn as the villain.
Yeah.
So it's asking us to see things from her perspective.
To understand her motivations.
Yeah, and Reddit is saying it's doing that with a lot of humor
Okay.
and self-awareness.
Like, she knows she's the villain.
Yeah, and she's trying to change her fate.
That's so meta.
It is.
Yeah.
And to top it off, the book ends on a cliffhanger.
Oh, no, they didn't.
They did. So now everyone wants the sequel.
So even though it's a new genre over here, it's finding its audience.
It is, which is exciting.
Shows that readers are willing to try new things.
And that even within established genres, there's room for innovation.
And that brings us back to The Wings Upon Her Back.
Oh, yeah. The book that didn't make the list?
The Redditors are still talking about it.
They're practically campaigning for its inclusion.
So what are they saying?
Well, they're comparing it to some pretty big names in fantasy.
Oh, like who?
Like Robin Hobb
Oh, wow.
and Ursula K. Le Guin.
Those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah, so this is not your typical light fantasy.
Wait, it sounds like it's tackling some serious themes.
It is. From what I'm gathering, it's about finding your place in the world.
Even if you don't fit in.
Exactly. And embracing the things that make you unique.
Even if they make you feel like an outsider.
Yeah, that's a powerful message.
And the Redditors are saying the author handles it really well.
With a lot of sensitivity.
It's not just about the fantasy elements.
It's about real human struggles.
Identity, belonging, self-acceptance.
So it's fantasy, but with a strong emotional core.
Yeah, and that's what makes a book stay with you.
But why wasn't it on the list?
That's the million-dollar question.
If it's this good, it deserves to be recognized.
Maybe it just wasn't the curator's taste.
Or maybe they were looking for something more experimental.
It's possible. I mean, they did include that book with the six-headed snake alien.
That's true. But it's also worth noting that these lists,
Yeah.
they reflect the cultural moment.
What do you mean?
Like what's considered best is always changing.
So what's hot one year might be forgotten the next.
Exactly. And sometimes a great book just falls through the cracks.
It happens.
But that doesn't mean it's not valuable.
No, sometimes those overlooked books are the ones that have the biggest impact.
They challenge us. They introduce us to new ideas.
And that's what's so great about these lists and the discussions they start.
It's not just about finding new books.
It's about broadening our understanding of literature,
What stories can tell us?
about ourselves and the world.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important thing is to be open to new experiences.
Yeah. Step outside your comfort zone.
Explore different genres, different authors.
Don't be afraid to be surprised
Or challenged.
or moved.
And most importantly, trust your gut.
If a book speaks to you, that's all that matters.
That's what makes reading so personal.
It's a journey of discovery.
And there's no right way to do it.
So go explore.
Dive into those worlds, meet those characters.
Let the stories unfold.
You never know what you might find.
Okay, so this book, The Wings Upon Her Back, the one that Reddit is obsessed with but didn't make the NYT list.
Yeah, it's like a real underdog story.
It is, and the Redditors are going all out,
Oh, yeah.
sharing tons of reviews, comparing it to some big names in fantasy.
Like who?
Well, a lot of people are comparing it to Robin Hobb's Realm of the Elderlings.
Oh, wow. That's a long series.
It is, but it's known for its world building and characters.
Yeah, complex characters.
Exactly. And then some are comparing it to Ursula K. Le Guin.
Okay, her work is amazing.
It is especially her exploration of social structures and unique narratives.
So we're talking about some serious literary influences here.
This is not your typical lighthearted fantasy.
So, what kind of themes are we talking about?
Well, it seems like The Wings Upon Her Back is tackling some pretty big ideas.
Okay, like what?
Finding your place in a world that doesn't understand you.
Oh, wow, that's relatable.
It is, right? And embracing the things that make you different.
Even if they make you feel like an outsider.
Exactly. And the Redditors are saying the author handles all this with a lot of care.
Oh, good.
It's not just about the fantasy elements.
It's about real human struggles.
Yeah, identity, belonging, self-acceptance.
That's powerful stuff.
It is, and that's what makes a book stay with you.
Makes you think.
But still, why wasn't it on the list?
It's hard to say for sure.
I mean, if it's this good, this moving, it deserves a spot.
Maybe the curator just didn't connect with it.
You think so?
It's possible, or maybe they were looking for something more experimental.
Yeah, I mean, they did include a book with a six-headed snake alien.
That's true, but it's also worth remembering that these lists are kind of like snapshots.
What do you mean?
They reflect the cultural moment, what's happening right now.
So what's considered best is always changing.
Exactly. Tastes change, trends come and go.
So a truly great book could get overlooked.
It happens more often than you think.
But that doesn't make it any less great.
No, not at all. In fact, sometimes those overlooked books,
The ones that don't fit the mold.
they end up having the most lasting impact.
They shake things up,
Introduce us to new ideas.
force us to see the world differently.
And that's what I love about these best of lists.
I too.
They spark these conversations.
They make us think.
It's not just about finding new books.
It's about expanding our definition of what literature can be,
What stories can teach us about ourselves.
about the world around us.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important thing is to just be open.
Yeah, open to new experiences, new authors, new genres.
Step outside your comfort zone,
Don't be afraid to be surprised,
to be challenged,
to be moved by a story.
and most importantly, trust your own instincts.
If a book speaks to you, that's all that matters.
That's what makes reading so personal.
It's a journey.
And there's no right way to do it.
So go explore those worlds, meet those characters.
Let the stories unfold.
And you never know, you might just find your next favorite book.
That's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of sci-fi and fantasy.
And happy reading, everyone.
This is your need to know.
Guide my eyes, sparks of chaos, universal strings, existence sings. Flip the switch, let's amplify that drive. Funk rhythms keeping us alive. Interstellar wires, fueled by desires. Glitch, 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 deep bliss, can't dismiss. Clings to my skin, artificial sin. Echoes of ancient code, a brand new mode. Looping signals, dare to share. Prints on magnetic tape, we cannot escape. Imperfect synergy, stretch beyond, resonate deep. A love so weird it makes me weep. Binary stardust kiss, binary stardust kiss. Melting circuits, kiss, kiss, kiss. Binary stardust kiss, binary stardust kiss. Echoing forever in the deep. Sync our pulses, break all rules. Wired hearts bend cosmic fools. Tangle with satellites in the sky, transmitting our story. Flicker with digital flame, I see my name. Time unravels, reality cracks. As we write in code, we feel the surge. Soft illusions that ultimately converge. Magnetic forces pulling me deeper into your control. Our dance, a glitchy waltz that simply won't quit. We trace the outlines, entwined in signals from the start. In every node, longing blooms in synergy. Binary stardust kiss, binary stardust kiss. Melting circuits, kiss, kiss, kiss. Binary stardust kiss, binary ditch. Binary hush, that final rush. Binary stardust kiss, forever locked in that terrifying glitch. We become one hand stitch.